Oh, what is the upskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GxGamerCast. We're on episode 184, my little gaming show where once a week I just has to talk about video games, whether they're new video games that I'm playing today, old video games that I grew up with, it doesn't matter. Video games. And today we are taking a look, an in-depth look at not only a video game, but a video game mechanic that is so gosh darn cool, and it is the Nemesis system. We are going to take a deep dive into the Nemesis system because we're probably never going to see it again, at least not for a very long time, unless some other company. Again, the Nemesis system, it is a patented technology idea, and it's gone now. It's owned by a company that's no longer around, so the patent is locked away, and the Nemesis system is something we're not going to see in a video game, and it's already something we haven't seen in a video game in a long time, because almost 10 years. It's been about almost 9-ish years since this game came out, Middle-earth: Shadow of War. So we're going to take a deep dive into the game. The coolest mechanic I think I've played in a video game in the last 20 years. I don't even know how long. Like, at least this mechanic stands out since Metal Gear Solid Revengeance. The sword mechanic in that game was amazing, but the Nemesis system is so cool, and I'm teasing the Nemesis system. I'm going to deep dive into it. I'm going to tell you all about it, but before we talk about the Nemesis system, let us discuss what I've been up to over the last week or so. As I always encourage you, the viewer, the listener, let me know what y'all have been up to over the last week or so, or it doesn't matter, just let me know what y'all have been up to. What movies have you seen lately? Have you, what games are you playing while it's still cold out? You still snuggled in there, getting the hot cocoa, getting a good video game in there? Oh yeah, or let me know if you're watching any TV shows. All right, let me dive into what I've been up to. So, we got no movies this week. Haven't kept up with movies, but we finished off Survivor 17, and another really strong season of Survivor right here. I gotta shout out Randy. Randy is one of the funniest trolls on Survivor I have ever seen. Very funny. He knew he was in a bad spot, so he's like, yo, I'm gonna burn this bitch down, and he just started trolling everybody, got really angry over cookies, and just, oh man, it was very entertaining group of characters in that one. Really enjoyed that. Very awesome winner in Bob. I did not expect Bob to go very far. You know, he literally shows up on the beach with a bow tie, not a bow tie, bow tie, and a dress-up shirt, and he's a science teacher. I'm like, yo, I don't know about this guy. He goes off and wins the whole shebang. So, congratulations to Bob on that one. One of the most deserving Survivor winners of all time, I would say, right there for sure. Still watching American Vandal. If you have not, I will say this every time when I talk about American Vandal, but definitely one of the most watchable shows on Netflix, in my opinion. So unique, so funny, so fresh, just awesome. It's all about someone drew a bunch of dicks on teachers' cars, and a student decides to make like a documentary about it, and it's super serious, but the content is so funny. It is just brilliantly made, brilliantly acted, and I just love it very much. Haven't finished it yet. I think we're just on the season finale. Then I'll probably take a break, and I don't know. I got to find a show to watch. I don't know what to watch right now. I've been gaming hard, so let's talk about video games. So I got a bunch of video games to talk about this week. Let's talk about Lego Horizon Adventure. Still playing that with my wife. We're enjoying this game. I know the reviews and everything aren't very hot on it, but for a Lego game, it's pretty nice, man. I don't know. It's nice for us, personally, for my wife and I, because the last one we played was the superhero one, and it was like open world and split screen, and it just wasn't it. We did not enjoy that at all. We actually didn't finish that. That's the only Lego game we started and did not finish, because I didn't hate it. And, you know, it was just, I was open world burnt out, which is funny because I'm talking about an open world game today. But, it just didn't hit at the time. But this Horizon game, it's very linear. It's very, very simple. Like, again, if you have a significant other who isn't very big into video games, this is a great one to try and get them into video games. It's very linear. There's a lot of fun collectibles, and yeah, it just keeps you busy. It's a good little game right there. I'm enjoying it quite a lot, and I just love Horizon. It's one of my favorite PlayStation franchises out there right now, and really did give me the craving to boot up Horizon again. I thought about doing the remastered or whatever version, but I don't know if I want to do that right now. I just played Forbidden West not long ago, like a year or two ago, so I don't know if that itch is right there just now, but it just reminded me of how good the combat was and is in the Horizon video games. I love fighting the machines. It definitely doesn't have that depth in the Lego. You are shooting off the certain parts of the machines, but it definitely doesn't have the depth and the complexity that the Horizon combat system does have. I obviously played a ton of Shadow of War this week. I have been just dusting this game, put in about 36 hours in like 10 days. Like, I absolutely crushed this game. Maybe 2 weeks, but yeah, really hit the spot was Shadow of War. That was a good pick for me. Still playing Balatro, having a ton of fun with the most recent deck that I'm playing. No face cards, so no jacks, no kings, no queens, and it's quite a fun little challenge, and I'm trying a different strategy. I'm going full house on this one, and it's a lot of fun. I've gotten close, and I know this strategy is going to work. I just got to get the right run. So still playing Balatro. Balatro is absolutely delightful. I don't know, like, I don't think it wouldn't get its own episode or anything. It doesn't really have a lot of, meat on the bone per se, but maybe I can throw Balatro into a mini indie. I have a few indie games on my list that I want to play. I downloaded Neva, I downloaded Sword in the Sea, I downloaded, what's the other one? Thank Goodness You're Here. So maybe if I can get those done in a short amount of time, kind of close together, I can kind of plop them all in and maybe just throw in Balatro just because I love Balatro so much and it's such a fun freaking game. If you haven't played it, it's a roguelike poker game and it is absolutely delightful. You don't even have to be a poker master. You don't have to know. It's very easy to get into and it grabs you. It's rather fun. I do kind of tend to just do one run, especially if I have a big run and I don't win. I kind of just like, I'm good. But regardless, still playing Balatro. It's a ton of fun. And what else have I been playing? Arc Raiders. I actually played a little bit of Arc Raiders this week, and it's looking like I'm probably done with Arc Raiders by the looks of it. Jesse and I have moved on to another game, a pretty big game that's going to take a lot of our attention away in terms of our multiplayer gameplay time, so I don't know how much more Arc Raiders I'm going to play. It looks like this might be the end for Arc Raiders, and what a run it was for Arc Raiders. I played the shit out of that game for like 2 months, and it was awesome. I think personally, actually, I don't think I want to be done with Arc Raiders because there is one crucial thing I have not actually tried to do, and that's fight the mother or the big whatever the heck it is. I have not even tried to go after that thing yet, so I wouldn't mind giving it the old college shot and see if I can do some damage there, because I have like literally 6 hull crackers and a bunch of grenades, so I'm like, I could do some damage here. Maybe we can get that done this weekend before we dive back into Borderlands 3. Oh my goodness, I am back into the Borderlands games, and one of my faves. I love Borderlands. I was there for Borderlands when it first came out. I got it the year it came out, that Christmas. It was my first platinum I ever got was Borderlands, and I love Borderlands. I didn't love the pre-sequel. The pre-sequel was good, but it was a little bland. I don't even know if I would call it good. I would probably go with more of a solid, like a 6.5 out of 10, borderline 7 out of 10. I didn't finish it. It was pretty boring, and it just didn't scratch that itch. And I guess I didn't really have that itch at the time, because it was very similar to the previous 2 Borderlands games. And Borderlands 3, admittedly, very much still Borderlands. It is a looter shooter, but it's so fun co-op, man. I love it. Co-op, I struggle to play it not co-op. Borderlands has been a co-op game for me. I've always played them co-op, and I've been waiting for a very long time to play Borderlands 3. I've had it now for a long time. It's been on my backlog, and just been waiting for the right time, the right person to play it with, and Getty came in, and he's like, yo, dog, I got cross-play, let's do this, and I'm like, hell yes, finally, I can play Borderlands. Wanted to play it with my wife, but it's kind of a beefier game, and I don't know if I can keep her dedicated to a game that's going to be like 30-40 hours long, you know what I'm saying? Girlfriends, boyfriends, and when you're playing with friends and stuff, you don't really, especially you're playing like split screen, shorter games are better, you know what I'm saying? Usually for me, I don't know. I haven't played many games like couch co-op that are very, very long. So maybe Resident Evil 5 would be like the longest game, and I my buddy Billy and I, we did that game in one sitting, so that's how embarrassing we were back in the day. Regardless, playing Borderlands, it is Borderlands, it's a lot of fun. I decided to go with I forget what class it's called, but it's the mech suit one with the girl. I thought that sounded really fun and cool, and it is really fun and cool. I get to get into a big mech suit, and I just blast people with a big machine gun and bombs and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. So, enjoying that with Jesse, and I think that's all I've been up to. Let me double check. Aha, I found some more video games. Okay, so Sworn, come on down. This is a Game Pass game, and it's a co-op, Hades-like, roguelike game. So it is literally like, the combat feels almost exactly identical to Hades, not quite as tight or as good, and it doesn't have the sauce. It doesn't have the spice that Hades has. It doesn't have the story, it doesn't have the characters, it doesn't really have the progression that I'm looking for in a roguelike as well, so I don't know how much I'm going to play Sworn. I gave it a try. It wasn't bad, but I will say I was a little bit bored. Coming off of Hades, it's a little tough. If you need more Hades combat, Sworn might be for you. And you can play co-op. I played it with Jesse and Luke. It was fun. Thank goodness I played it with them, because I might have fallen asleep if I didn't. But I was getting a little bit droopy-eyed playing that game, and I was like, that's not a good sign. Usually when I get the sleepies when I'm playing a video game, that's not good. So that means I'm not really engaged with it. I'm not vibing with it. So I don't know if I'm vibing with Sworn. I would give it another chance for sure. Some decent boss fights. It just didn't really encourage me to go into another round. Like, I was like, oh, I don't really want to go back and do another run of that. I don't know. But the combat was pretty good, and it looks nice. So it looks nice, and it's co-op. So there's some good things right there. If that sounds like a game for you, check it out. I wouldn't highly recommend it, but if you're looking for more Hades and you want to play a co-op, this could be it. And I also made a purchase. Finally got my Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I know I'm a little bit late to this party. This is a Wii U game, but I got the Switch port, obviously. I don't own a Wii U, but yes, finally got it on sale. It was like $60. Not, that's the best I can get with Nintendo prices, so that's not what I would call a deal, but it's the best you can do with Nintendo. So there it is, and I plan on playing it pretty soon as well. I think it's going to be my next Nintendo game. I think I just want to do some indies, that's what I think I want to do. Like, when I take down a big game, maybe do an indie or two, like a nice light indie, and get in there, get out, and then take down something big again. I don't think Tropical Freeze is big or by any means. It's just a platformer, so it's not going to be 40 plus hours or anything like that, but there are some big games on my docket that I want to get down this year, like Yakuza, Infinite Wealth, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That's a big one I got to try and take down. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is coming to Game Pass, so I would like to try and get that down sometime this year, maybe. It depends if I can get Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 down. That's another big one I want to try and take down. So yeah, big games, but Tropical Freeze, welcome to the collection, and that's it. That's all I've been up to. Pretty busy week yet again, and let me know what y'all have been up to, and let's get into it. Let's talk about one of the coolest gaming mechanic systems I have ever played in a video game, in the Nemesis system. Let's dive in. Oh, buddy, that makes me want to watch some of Lord of the Rings movies right there. That might be my next watch. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But Shadow of War, Middle Earth, or switch that around. That's the name of the game. Originally released October 10th, 2017. So we're getting closer to 10 years ago this game came out, and it's been almost 10 years. We have been just haven't had a Nemesis system, haven't had a sequel to this game, haven't had anyone do anything like the Nemesis system, at least that I know of anyway. And in this game, you are playing as a ranger. That's like the really badass guy in the Lord of the Rings universe. And you have like a wraith that is fused with you. That gives you some like super duper powers. You have like super running, you can climb really high, and you have no fall damage, so you get some you're basically a superhero, man. It's pretty crazy, but you end up trading away your ring of power that you have to reclaim your wraith powers and save like your I don't know if he's really your friend, but he's a really important guy, and now you're hunting to retrieve that ring back and to reclaim control over Mordor. So you are literally in the wars right now. You are battling, you are just in it right now. It is the war for Middle-earth. That is the name of the game. So yeah, it is a war, and they are not freaking kidding. But it's an open world game this was a time when a lot of open world games were coming out, and a lot of open world games are still coming out, but during this time, yeah, they were like a dime a dozen. There were so many Ubisoft-style open-world games coming out, and the burnout was real. The burnout was very real for a lot of people. I know a few friends of mine personally have sworn off like open-world games completely. They just cannot deal with them anymore. It's so just not for them. So, but I still really enjoy a good open-world game. I do have like, because I've played so many of them, there is a certain bar they gotta hit, and I will say right now that Shadow of War absolutely hit that open world bar. I was very, very impressed with this video game, and majority of that is the Nemesis system. You take the Nemesis system out of this game, that is pretty much the heart and soul of it, and it would just be another generic open world game. But yeah, so we got to talk about this Nemesis system, but before we get to that meat and potato part of the meal, let's talk about the veggies and stuff like that. Let's quickly go over the graphics and the sound design just quickly here. I think the cutscenes look really great in this game for 2017. I think it's still, the cutscenes at least look really good. The in-game engine's starting to show its age a little bit. It is very colorful, I will give it that. It has a lot of nice colors. The vistas are nice, a lot of mountainsides and shit like that. But, man, it's starting to it just looks a little muddy. I wouldn't even call this game like one of the best looking games at the time when it came out, but it's still fine. It's still a good looking game to me. I've just definitely seen some open world games look a little better than this, but I'm giving it a pass. It's almost 10 years old now, but still looks fine. Still looks good to me. Like I said, cutscenes look good. Facial animations are also rather impressive. I think those are quite good. Some fantastic details on the orcs in this game I have to shout out. Certain things, like if you chop off one of their legs and they come back to life, they'll have like a peg leg now. When they die, if they die a bunch, they can come back to life. They'll be like more maggot riddled. There's like just really good little details like that in this game that I took notice of. I thought that was awesome. I played this on PlayStation 5, had no performance issues whatsoever. I don't think I even had no frame drops. The load times were fantastic. For fast travel, it was almost instant. Like, it pretty much was instant. Like, I wasn't, no phone time for me on this game. No, like, oh, I've got to wait for this to load. Like, absolutely none. So, ran great. Absolutely fantastic performance. Sound design. I think one of the absolute stars of this game are the orcs. The orcs have so much, like, what's the word I'm looking for here? Pizzazz? Is that the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I think that's the word I want right now. They have a lot of pizzazz. They have a lot of character. They're very colorful. They have a lot to say, and the voice acting on them is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. They have their own they love their monologues. They love a good monologue, a little speech, a little pizzazz to get the battle started. I absolutely love it. So they were one of the stars of the show here for sure. After the Nemesis system, the orcs are stars. Absolutely fantastic. The music, it sets the tone. It didn't really shine. It didn't really break through at all during my gameplay. I didn't really notice it all that much. But it wasn't a negative or anything. I just didn't think it really stood out. But they have some great sound effects, especially the sword play. Like, you are in, like, it could be better. I will admit, it could sound a little more full. It could sound like there's more clanging of swords and so on. It should sound a little more full for the amount of enemies that are on the screen at the same time. I will shout that out as well. It's not like Warhammer or Days Gone where there's like enemies just piling over each other. It's not that intense, but you can have, a few dozen enemies on the screen at the same time, and like I said, runs great. But yeah, the sound effects on the sword sound really good especially when you do like an execution kill, it'll do this like showing, and it just echoes through the world, like all the orcs can hear it, like puts terror into the orcs, like just the sound of this sword, and it's really cool. I was playing on headphones for about 95% of the time, but the 5% that I played on controller, that sound effect comes through the controller. It's really key. So that's a bonus. I love in terms of the music, I don't know what the hell this is, chanting. It's like, and like the stuff that the orcs do. But every time you fight a war chief or anything like that, when they arrive, they chant the name of the chief, and I think that's really cool. So, and it also helps me like understand the name, because they have some really fucked up names like Savuku and like really odd names that I'm like, I'm not 100. They have like accents on Asante Goose and like little houses over the O's. I'm like, I don't know how to pronounce your name, so that really helps. Really enjoyed that as well. So yeah, it doesn't really stand out in any way, the graphics or the sound design, but it's not bad by any means. It's just kind of it sets the tone. Like, the world is nice. The world looks really nice. It's huge. There's a lot of different regions to kind of explore. They don't really differentiate from each other. Like, there isn't like an ice world and a big grassy world and a fiery world. They're all Mordor. They're all kind of like volcanic kind of looking places. There are some trees and shit like that. There's mountains and mountainsides and stuff like that. But I really, really enjoyed the world that they built here. It's very fun. It's fun to get around in. We'll talk about the traversal in a second here. But it's a nice world. I was looking for more things to do in this world because I didn't want to leave it. I think the orcs are fantastic. One of the coolest enemies in video games, I think. I think they're up there with like grunts from Halo and just, I think they're fantastic. I think the AI on them are really good. They act like really unique. They all kind of have like their own little personalities. It feels like a full world. Like, they're off doing their own things and all this shit. So now we got to get to the meat and potatoes of this episode, and that is the gameplay of this game. So like I said, it is an open world, but traversing this open world, that is a big thing for me. That's a big important part of my open world games. Is it a pain in the ass to get around? Oh, do I see? Oh, I got to go way over here. Like, do I feel that in my open world game? I do not feel that in this game whatsoever. You are fully loaded with speed in terms of getting around. You have super running speed. You could just absolutely charge across the fields, the land of Mordor. You have no fall damage, so you can jump up. You can pretty much climb anything you want. Anything that's like flat, you can climb it. I wouldn't give it quite the depth of Breath of the Wild, but you can climb damn near everything in this game, and that is fantastic. I will, give it a little shit for sometimes, like, it's kind of like Gears of War. You just press X, and it's kind of like the parkour button. You hold down the X button, you're running, and you'll just jump over obstacles. Sometimes you'll grab obstacles or grab walls you don't really mean to grab, but I would say 89% of the time it's not a problem. So you're loaded with this fast travel. There is fast travel, of course, but you can just run at top speeds. You can get to your destination with under like 20 seconds. You can get pretty much anywhere you need to go, which is a big bonus. You got like a nice not a flutter jump, but you can like kind of float jump. What else do you got? Yeah, you got pretty much everything. No fall damage, so you can jump off these ridiculous heights and you're just gone. Like, yeah, so the traversal is absolutely fantastic in this game. I'm not going to give it, Spider-Man level, but it's up there. It's really nice. It does have the Assassin's Creed style, climbing the tower, scanning from the tower for things to do, and mostly collectibles, but it does have that, so that's a little generic. We don't love that. In terms of the combat, I actually like the combat. It plays like Batman the Arkham games, if you're familiar with that. Pretty much your combat it's all from the square button. You can have like a group of enemies surround you and you're just pressing square. You'll press triangle for your counter. So if you're familiar with the Batman Arkham games, you're going to be very familiar with this combat system. The sword feels really nice. It has some absolutely gruesome finishers, like you're lobbing heads off, you're decapitating people, you're chopping them right in half, you're lobbing off arms and legs, you're popping brain, you're just, oh baby, it is fantastic. You fill up a meter to unleash hell on orcs with sick execution kills. You can fucking suck the life force out of them, or you can do a big old AoE attack. So the combat feels good. What Is it better than Batman? Not quite, because you don't have the gadgets and everything. You do have a bow and arrow, and like an axe you can throw. Depends what you equip, and so on and so forth. But for the most part, you have a bow and arrow. Also feels really good. Time slows down when you aim it, so you could just pop a nice headshot, shoot them right in the face. They go flying. It is very satisfying. You can also stealth it up in this game. You can pull out the knife and you're sneaking around, you're sneaking in bushes. You can brutalize enemies from like 100 feet up. You just dive down off the tower and just stab their face, scare the shit out of all the orcs around them. You can stealth kill them from incredible heights. It is rather satisfying. I like the stealth combat in this game. It's good. Not great, but I like it quite a bit. It's a lot of great stealth kills in this game. Oh baby. And you have a absolutely massive open world to explore with lots of stuff to do. Of course, it's not going to be an open world game without a whole shitload of stuff to do. Main questing, collecting artifacts, hunting down the chiefs, and setting up ambushes for them and all that stuff, restoring the door poems or whatever. You have to like go around finding words, and then you have to fill in the blanks pretty much to solve the poem. It's interesting, not the funnest, but it's there. Unlocking fast travel points, climbing the towers and cleansing them essentially to find more stuff to do. But the world is absolutely filled with orcs to kill. You will not go more than 3 seconds without running into a group of orcs to kill. So it's very full that way. Not necessarily full of exploration. There's not like a ton of fucking it's not Elden Ring where you go down into a cave and it turns into another galaxy and you're exploring it for multiple hours and there's tons of hidden bosses down there and hidden loot. There's nothing like that in this game. There is loot and stuff like that, but it definitely doesn't have the depth or complexity that an Elden Ring does in terms of its exploration. But in terms of the world that they've built here, it is very full. It feels very active. These war chiefs every region you go to has like a big fortress that is defended by a group of orc. All these different kind of orc, all these different classes of orc, and there's big ones, little ones, no arms, one leg, no eyes, fucking one eye. I don't know. They're so unique. Every orc is different, and they have their own It's so freaking cool, dude. It is so cool. We're getting to the Nemesis system. I promise we're getting there. We're almost there. But the world is full of stuff to do, orcs to kill, lots of collectibles to find. You can disable outposts by fulfilling a challenge to draw out and kill the captain. So along with the big fortresses, you have little outposts, and they're not as fun to take down as Far Cry 3 or anything, where you can go up to a fortress and take them down any way you want to. You can go in stealth, you can go in absolute swords ablazing and clanging and banging. Clanging and banging, I like that. There you go, that's a good one. Clanging and banging down in there, but you have to do a certain thing. It'll be you gotta poison their water supply or their alcohol supply. You can kill certain types of enemies. You can just slaughter a whole bunch. It depends what they want you to do. You do that, you draw out the chief, you kill him, you dominate him, whatever you want to do, and boom, Bob's your uncle, you're off and running. So you can take down the fortresses by planning these massive siege operations to overthrow the overlord. Very awesome. Very, very awesome. So when you finally get to the point that you're ready to take down the fortress, you have claimed a few souls, you got a few orcs fighting on your side now, you can take them down in these massive missions. They are very cool. I would say they are the highlight of the gameplay of this game. Massive, you set up these huge wars, so you are sieging these walls and they're setting up their defenses. It's cool. It's almost like a class system. You can build up your defenses, you're building up your attack. So you're on the attack for the most part. You're actually on the defense in the second half, or the last part of the game. You're defending your fortresses. Very cool as well. But to capture them, you have to have your war chiefs with you. You have your leaders, and they're leading a group, and you can have them, give them a certain perk. They have, their archers have fire arrows, they're riding Caragors, the big beastie things. They got wall crushing enemies that can just take down walls really easy. You can bring in a fucking drake, like a dragon. Like, it's crazy, dude. You can do some crazy thing to take down these fortresses. The more you go, like, at the beginning, it's kind of simple. You're just kind of climbing the walls, you climb over, and you're supposed to capture these 3 or 4 points, maybe 5 points inside. So you go in there, you fight in the circle, you're killing the shit out of everybody, you're killing war chiefs, you're killing chiefs, you're killing everybody. You move down the line, you move further into the fortress. The further you get in, the better, obviously. You capture the last point, boom, you get to fight the Overlord. So you go in there, it's kind of bullshit, honestly. You have your whole army, but then you got to go in and fight the Overlord all by yourself, and he still has an army in there with him, so it's kind of bullshit that way. But you can summon people in. You can actually make an orc your bodyguard, and you can summon him in at any point. You're unlocking perks and shit like that, so it's cool. We'll talk about that in a second as well. But those siege missions are absolutely epic. Like, it is shit that I used to do in, like, elementary school. We used to, like, pretend we were these, epic warriors. We used to be, I'm wearing gold armor. I got this epic sword. We would spend like 3 recesses, like, planning, like, talking about what we look like, what kind of moves we have. It was crazy. And then we would finally have these epic battles, these, like, we have fake swords. There's no real swords or anything, just fake swords. We're going chwing chwang, like, so freaking awesome, dude. There was one time it would, like, started raining while we all lined up in the school field, and we're just lined up, and we just charged at each other, and just, oh my god, I'm getting chills right now just remembering that. That was one of the coolest recesses of all time. It was so cool. I remember that. I was like grade 4, bro. So embarrassing, but it was like some of the coolest times of my entire life, and I get to basically do that in video game form. It is awesome. Like, it's just charge, and you got like 100 of your orcs just charging the fortress and climbing the walls and getting killed, and it's just a fucking slaughter, dude. And then you get in there and you're just fucking slaughtering This game is awesome, dude. This game is awesome. Just saying it right now, it is the leader in the Xyz right now. This is the game to beat. After Arc Raiders. I might even like this game more than Arc Raiders, bro. I don't know. I really, really enjoyed this game. Okay, all right, back on track. Use your followers in battle in the fight pits. So there's like these fight pits you can do. They're okay. You take your followers, so the people that you dominate. So you can dominate people in this game. You can dominate anybody. You can dominate dragons. You can dominate the biggest, baddest beasts. You can dominate any orc, but you gotta, like, wear them down first. But you can dominate any regular orc, and they will fight for you. Eventually, once you unlock the perk for that, normally, when you don't have the perk, their head just explodes, which is also really cool. So, but anyway, regardless, you can dominate them. They'll fight for you. That is like the big thing you're doing with the war chiefs. You are dominating them, and you're getting them to fight for your army, so that you're recruiting these guys. So we're getting there. And there's a big old leveling up system. There's a big old whole bunch of freaking skills you're unlocking, which makes the combat more deep, which makes you getting all these extra perks that are fantastic. Admittedly, I got to a point where I unlocked everything that I wanted, and I stopped using skill points. The only problem is you can only pick one of 3 skills in any given tree. So there's a whole bunch of these little trees, and you get 3 little sub perks inside the tree, but you can only pick one. I'm like, why? Let me be the ultimate warrior. Like, just let me fucking go nuts. But no, they limit me to 1 perk. So instead of me having, like, super firepower and super ice power, I can only have 1 superpower. It's like, man, it limits you, but it also, you can change it up and change different classes and do different perks and try out different stuff, which I did. I played around with it, but I got to the point where I had like 17 skill points, and I'm not using them anymore because I'm like, I'm good. Like, I have everything that I want. I got all the best stuff. I'm the strongest I can possibly be right now. So yeah. Anyway, you can also gain gear and stuff like that. You get new swords, you get new armor, you get new bows and arrows, new daggers, and you can upgrade those with gems that you're finding all throughout the game, and you can level up the gems. So there's a whole bunch of just getting more powerful, and the more you give this game, the more it gives you. So it's very rewarding to level up and gain all those perks until I got to like near end game where I'm like, all right, I'm not leveling up. I'm leveling up, and I'm not gaining any new perks anymore. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'm just leveling up for the sake of leveling up so I can get more powerful orcs. All right, I think we're here. We can talk about the Nemesis system now. All right, so the Nemesis system is very key. It is so freaking cool. And like I said, this technology, this system is locked behind a patent by Monolith, who is no longer active. It sucks. So basically you have this hierarchy. You have levels here, bro. So you have the very top, the Overlord, then you have his war chiefs, and then the chiefs underneath them, and then the grunts, the nobodies, the ones that are trying to become chiefs. So you have, like, let's say 15 chiefs, 4 or 5 war chiefs, and then 1 Overlord, and there's a hierarchy here. You can kill these guys, you can eliminate a war chief, they can promote another guy to be a war chief. One of the coolest things you can do with this system is literally have a grunt, a nobody, an absolute nobody. You can have him kill you, and then he gets promoted to a war chief, and then he kills you again. He becomes a chief, and then a war chief, and then an overlord. So you can have an absolute nobody become your sworn nemesis. He becomes like this unstoppable being himself, and it's a story being built. I feel like every time you play this game, it's going to be unique because you have all these different orcs, you have all these different play styles, all these different names, all these different things they can do. So there's so much here, man. There's so much here. So that's essentially what you're looking at. So these guys can kill you too. You can die, but you come back every time. You come back to life. You're like an unkillable fucking being right here. So again, just adds to your superpower and just makes you feel super powerful and makes you feel awesome. But if an enemy defeats you, they will climb up the ranks and they level up themselves. So say, for example, Rog the Slog kills you and he levels up and he becomes a war chief all of a sudden. Like, oh shit, he moved up. And that's really cool. And like, he will celebrate your death by throwing a feast, and then you can go to that feast and kill him, getting revenge. So there's so much revenge story potential in this game, because like, oh fuck, this motherfucker killed me, or this no-name grunt killed me, and now he's throwing a feast in my vein. Like, how dare you? So every time I was murdered and they were throwing a feast on my ass, I went to that feast and I slaughtered everybody. I was like, no feasting. It's so freaking cool, man. So, like, the Chiefs, they live their own lives. They have their own lives going on. Like I said, they're throwing feasts in your honor of defeat, and they're going on hunting missions. They're going off killing each other. It's crazy, man. They're off doing their own thing, and you can interact with all that stuff as well. They're called Nemesis missions. So you do Nemesis missions, and you can like ambush them while they're doing it. Like, say they're hunting, you can just sit there, fucking attack him and ambush him and catch him off guard. You can also, so you can go around the world and they have like certain like scout orcs. You can like fucking mind confuse them, and you can get intel on these war chiefs. So you can find out all about them, and there's a lot of info there. All their strengths, their weaknesses, and there's so many, that's why every fight feels different, because there's so many different variables and combination of orc that you can fight. They can be fireproof, ice-proof, jump-proof, like you can't even jump over them, you can't dodge them because they're like that proof. They're arrow-proof. Like, they can have some really good perks themselves. The one that pissed me off the most was the no chance perk. The no chance perk means if they take you down once, you're dead. And you actually have a few chances to fight back, which is one of the most epic things in this game. So say you go down, your life bar goes down, you go down on one knee, and you have a chance to redeem yourself. So you got a button prompt coming at you, an orc is taking a swing with his axe at your head, and you gotta press triangle. Boom, you block the shot, you're back up in the fight. You only get so many of those chances. You can level it up, but I think at the end I had like 3 or 4. So you can get quite a bit. So it's really awesome. Like, say a freaking archer is sniping you from distance, he takes you down, he goes to shoot that final kill shot, and bam, you block it out of midair in slow motion. It is so peak. It is so freaking cool. It is so awesome. Straight out of the movies, man. Like, absolutely epic. So like I said, the war chiefs, the overlords, they're doing their own thing. They got their own lives. They're doing their stuff. And one of the coolest things about them is they remember. They have a memory. They remember you specifically. So say, for example, you go and fight an orc and you embarrass him. You embarrass him in front of his army and you send him packing. Like, you don't even kill him. You embarrass him that bad. Like, you're not even worth killing. Fuck you. He might come back and ambush your ass out of nowhere, like literally nowhere, and he might even scare the shit out of you. You might even be in the middle of an ambush and you get ambushed. So he may come back and be like, "You, Ranger, you embarrassed me last time. I remember that, and now I'm going to embarrass you." And it's like, whoa, dude, like, that's so sick. And like I talked about in the graphics, the little details, like, one dude, you could bury him a lot. Like, you can kill a bitch. It doesn't. These guys can come back from the dead. It is so crazy, and they will be like, "Oh, you thought you killed me, eh?" Or, "Oh, you killed me twice, but I keep coming back for more." And you're like, "What the fuck, bro? Like, that's so freaking cool. That's so awesome." So like, and like I said, you can take off their arm in one fight. Like, you lob their arm off, they come back with a freaking amputee arm. They got like a little hook now, and you're like, "Oh my god, that's so freaking cool." And yeah, man, they remember you. Like, they remember how you killed them. They remember how they kill you too. They will make fun of you if they killed you. Like, "Oh, you again? Like, oh, you're becoming too easy to kill. Let's get this over with." They can also embarrass you. They can sit there and be like, "You're not even worth the dirt on my boot to kill, so fuck you." And they can just leave you feeling very embarrassed and like not very good about yourself. You're like, "What the fuck, bro? That was some bullshit." So there's a lot of really cool things that goes on in this game that I can't get over. So I talked about the bosses. They can have weaknesses or strengths. Certain weaknesses are really good. So you want to find their weaknesses. You want to find an orc, get the intel on. You can get intel on all of them. So you want to find the weaknesses so you can scout them from distance. You can just press a button and you can scout them. It'll tell you all their weaknesses. As long as you have them scouted, it'll be like, "Oh, this guy is mortally terrified of flies." Yes, you can some orcs are absolutely terrified of flies. They're really nasty flies, admittedly, but yeah, you can shoot a fly nest right near them. It'll drop on the ground and boom, they're terrified. They take off. They're just running away. And you can, very cool perk, you can shoot an arrow in their foot and pin them to the ground. So freaking cool. There's even some orc that are fearful of this. They will try to run in fear if you pin them to the ground. They hate it. And there's tons of other weaknesses. Like, they could be weak to frost, they could be weak to arrows, they could be weak to poison, stealth. You can instantly kill some of them from stealth. Like, if you find an orc that is instantly killable from stealth, you may want to go right ahead and use that weakness and kill them in stealth. Very satisfying. You can set that up real easy. You can poison their water supply, like I said. You can fuck them up that way. That can enrage them sometimes. That's not good. You don't want to enrage them. That's part of the scouting, so you may want to avoid doing certain, like if you shoot them with an arrow, boom, they become enraged. They become a lot harder to deal with all of a sudden. And like I said, they also have classes. So every orc has a different class. They can be an archer, they can throw spears, they can have a spear and a shield, they can have double axes. They're just savages. They're super aggressive. You can have giant dudes, like these really big, I don't know what they're called, but they're like substantially bigger than your regular orc. They're a little bit hard to handle at times. Little freaking just poison dudes, like just little nasty fuckers. Like, yeah, everyone has a class and they can like get, what do you call it? They can level up and get new perks and so on and so forth. They can level up and boom, they get like a little army all of a sudden. Like, boom, I got a little group of people with me, or boom, I'm riding a Karagor now. It's like, whoa, like these dudes can level up, and you don't want that. So you want to kill. You don't want to get killed. It's not fun to get killed, but it does create revenge. stories like absolute crazy. Let me see what I can find here. I got a bunch of stuff written down that had a lot of really weird stuff that happened. I should throw this out as well. Time advances in this game. So let's say whenever you die, time will advance and it'll move along missions that are ongoing. So you have like 3 time advances to do a mission, or it'll just get done. It'll randomize and you didn't have any involvement in it. But time goes forward, so it's not really a big deal, but it sets off promotions and chiefs will start new tasks and so on and so forth. So sometimes that will happen. So some really cool. So I had this one orc. I don't know if anyone ever had this orc, the same orc that I had, but Jarl, the map keeper, he became my sworn nemesis. That dude just kept killing me over and over again, and yeah, he became my nemesis, and it was really, every time I went to try and get my revenge on him, he's like, you again, this is going to be a lot easier than last time, I bet, and it's like, shut the fuck up, you fucking son of a bitch. It's really cool, man. I had a chief infiltrate a war chief, so you can mind control someone as long as they're a lower level than you can like infiltrate their mind. Some of them have a perk that will not allow you to mind control them, so some guys have iron will and they just won't have that shit, so you gotta kill them or embarrass them. That's all you can do. But some of them you can take over, recruit them to your side, and that is very cool. So you can have them be your bodyguard. They will guard you personally. You can have them infiltrate a war chief. Like if he is under his banner, you can have him infiltrate that war chief, pretend everything's cool, but the second you attack that war chief, he stabs him in the back and boom, does big damage, might even kill him. Like, you're like, the possibilities are endless. You can have him kill his own brother. You can have him you can have him do nothing if you want. You can just have him sit there and just do nothing. Yeah, you can have him do missions. You can have him, like, so he can level up himself. I personally never did that all that much. I find, I had a perk or a gem that whenever I captured one of them, they would level up like 5 levels. So that pretty much would settle anything I would need there. I didn't really need to level them up, but you can send them off on missions, send them off on murders. You can tell them to go kill another war chief if you want to. It's really, really cool. It is very cool to recruit these guys and have them fight for you. Let's say you're in the middle of a siege battle and you're fighting a war chief. You take him down, you mind control his ass. You're like, yo, I need you right now. Stay and fight. Boom, he's staying and he's fighting for you now. So you just took one of their war chiefs. Now he's fighting for you. Bam, bam. That's a double win in my book. So you can do that. It's really cool. So I got killed by a regular grunt who then got promoted to a chief. And then I murdered him at his own feast. So that was like my first like nemesis moment where I was like, that was really fucking cool. Like, not only did I have some nobody become like a really badass war chief out of nowhere, but I also killed him immediately because fuck you. Like, that was some bullshit right there. And there's a battle arena that you had to do. That was some straight up gladiator shit. That was just like, I believe the main quest. So the main quest is, like I said, you're going after your ring of power. You're taking down these fortresses. You're taking down war chiefs and trying to build up your army and get stronger. So that's like the baseline of what you're doing the main quest wise. There's some side quest shit. We'll get to that. That's something else. Anyway, the battle arena was some really cool shit. It's pretty simple. Like, it would just be you versus a war chief in a big bad arena, and it was just a great setting. It was very satisfying, very badass. I like that. You can also do online shit. There's quite a bit of online stuff you can do. I didn't do a lot of it. The only thing I did was an online vendetta, so you can avenge other people's deaths online. So say Tony got killed by O'Houlihan again, and he wants you to avenge his death, so you can go ahead and do that. It's cool. The first time I did it, I chopped the guy right in half, and that was fucking awesome. So that was really satisfying. You can also do the siege missions online as well. I did not do that. Too scared to do that. I didn't want to fight someone that was substantially more powerful than me. And the game's been out for 9 years, so if anyone's still playing online after 9 years, they're probably pretty fucking good at it. Regardless, you can siege battle online and take it online and battle other people's fortresses and see what kind of system they got going on. Like, do they have metal walls? Do they have Do they have a dragon defending? Do they have a grog defending? What do they have? Do they have flame archers, ice archers, poison archers? What am I dealing with here? So there's tons of variety in that. It can be a little samey in terms of like when you get in there, because it's just take point A, take point B, take point C, fight Overlord A, and yeah, Bob's your uncle. You've won. But damn, dude, so much cool shit goes down. All right, what else we got? Oh, geez. So a chief I recruited came back from the grave, tracked me down to betray me, and he was singing a song while he did it. He was awesome. I love this guy. He was in my army. I recruited him because he was singing songs and shit. I'm like, yo, this guy's got a guitar. He's fucking singing these medieval songs. This guy's hilarious. I want him. So I got him. And then he got killed in battle. You know, it happens. Chiefs go down. He got killed. Then he came back to fucking betray me. Like, oh, I was devastated. I also reclaimed him and sent him back in my army. So that was really freaking cool. So some really, like I said, some really unique shit can go down in this game. It was really cool. Okay, so now we got the Balrog mission. The Balrog is like the big fiery dude, you know, you shall not pass. That dude, not Gandalf, but the thing he was fighting. That's a Balrog. So you get a few Balrog missions. Pretty badass, bro. Let me tell you. So right off the bat, these dudes are like summoning it. It's all necromancy and like fucking sketchy, and you're like, whoa, what the fuck's going on? Dudes are hemming and humming, and I'm like, what? But they're like summoning the Balrog, and his entrance is badass. Real badass. Looked absolutely awesome, and the fight was pretty good. There's 2 times you gotta fight him. The first time was so-so. The second time was better. You're actually on a dragon, and you're out in the open. Like, this Balrog he's on the loose. He is destroying everything in sight, fucking lighting everything on fire, killing everybody. It's just awful. You gotta put an end to this. So you get a dragon, and you're fighting him out in the middle of this ice field, and you're like dive bombing into him and smashing him into the ice, down into the water. It's like, it's so freaking cool, man. It's so freaking cool. But what wasn't cool was the last Siege's Overlord. That guy was a son of a bitch. I don't know if he's the same in every single game, but man, he had that no chance on him, and he was just devastating. Like, I had to really, like, tactically take him down. He had, spears that he was throwing at me from distance. And not only that, he had, like, a little army inside of his fucking room that I had to take out, so I had to, like, stay the hell away from him, take down everybody in the room first, and then it was just one-on-one, motherfucker. And then one-on-one, it was a grind, because he was substantially higher level than me. We're talking like 10 plus levels higher than me. And yeah, like probably 3 or 4 hits from him would have killed me, and no chance, you're dead, so you'd start the whole thing over again. Now, thankfully, back to the siege missions, if you go all the way through the siege, you make it to the Overlord, and you get killed by the Overlord, you don't have to do the siege all over again. You just have to fight the Overlord again. So that was a big bonus, thank goodness. Not that they aren't fun, it's just like, I wouldn't want to have to do all that again, like after I already conquered this place. So it's just, that was a good call on their part, I will give them that. In terms of difficulty, I just want to talk quickly. I didn't find it to be a difficult game. I died a bunch of times. But you can make it a very difficult game. Like, you can crank the difficulty up, and these orcs, man, like, there's just some battles that are really tough. Like, there could be multiple war chiefs and like freaking tons of grunts all around you, and it could be very overwhelming. And there's you have a lot of like AoE moves that are pretty good. Like, you fill up your meter, you can pull off like execution kills, and you can combo those together. Like, just, you look at another orc, you can chain it together to another orc, and you just, boom, you just lobbed off 4 heads in 1 second. Freaking awesome. You can launch a huge AoE attack that just bursts off a whole bunch of ice and freezes everybody around you. So, like, I actually ended up enjoying the combat quite a lot. I actually had it as a negative at first, because I thought it was going to be very repetitive and boring, because I thought it was, it's just the Arkham fighting style. But no, with all these perks that you're unlocking throughout the game, it actually brings quite a bit of depth out of the combat. I didn't get burnt out from the combat at all. I very much so enjoyed lobbing off the heads of orcs, and there's just so many of them to kill. It's a lot of fun. It's very satisfying, to take down 30, 40 orc in like 2 minutes, and you feel like a god in this game. You feel absolutely amazing. In terms of the overall game, how long it took, you can beat this game anywhere from like 18, 20 hours, or you can put anywhere up to like infinite hours if you want to with the online and stuff. But I put 35, 36 hours in this game. There's another chapter after like you think it's over. There's like another, so that's when you have to defend the fortresses, which is actually really fun. A little bit different. So it's the same thing. It's just the roles are reversed. So now you're creating a fortress. So you can add in like all these perks. You can pick the walls that it's made of, the strongest being metal walls. You can put spikes up on the walls so nobody can climb them. Put lava pits down so they can't climb. You can put a fucking caged dragon by the door so it just burns everybody alive that comes near it. It's just like, what? You can have battle grogs. They're like those giant creatures, and they can just like throw fireballs and just take out a whole bunch of people. You could bring in a drake. You can make your archers better. You can make your warriors stronger. And then you have to assign your war chiefs, of course. So that I actually had to grind out quite a bit because I was doing these fortresses and I won the first like 2, but then the next 2 were really tough and I actually lost. I lost my fortress. Then I had to fight and get it back. And that meant me getting all new war chiefs because they were all super underleveled, which was very disappointing. I wish I guess I could have been putting them on missions, but they weren't going to level up that fast. They weren't going to gain 17 levels. Like, I had war chiefs that were level 30, and I had to go up against guys that were level 50-something. It's like, well, what the hell, man? Like, that's a little cheap. But it tells you how strong your fortress is and how strong the attacking force is. As long as you're in and around that range, you should be fine. And you also have yourself. Yourself is an additive to your army. You're in there, so whatever you do is also a huge plus to your army. So you also have yourself, and you're going up against army. It was a little tough. I had to go out there and do quite a little bit of grinding. You have there's one side mission. Not one side mission. There's like one side activity you can do, and it's basically you're playing as the Wraith, Caligrimdor, I think his name is Caligrimdor. He's got a really fucking stupid name. I can't say it, but you can play as him, and you're doing certain things like, okay, kill 20 orc in under 2 minutes, don't get hit. You'll get all these perks, and you can get points for making your fortress stronger because that costs money. So you gotta fucking. I had to grind out those points to fill in more slots so I can make sure I'm prepared for this incoming attack. And like, yeah, dude, it was fun. It was a lot of fun taking down the Shadow Wars, but damn, dude, it was a grind because getting all new war chiefs and shit. That's 4 new war chiefs, so I had to track down all these other guys and fucking mind control them into my army, and some of them were too strong, some weren't strong enough, so it was like a fine line of finding which ones I can and can't take into my army, because you can't recruit guys that are stronger than you. So if I'm level 40, I can't recruit a level 45 to my army. I can embarrass him, lower his level, and then take him down again, and then fight, but that's a lot more steps. So I just went for guys that were in and around my level, brought them in, level them up as best as I can, and like, yeah, we got her done. We got the Shadow Wars done, and then that's the game. In usual open world fashion, they let you, once the game is over, you roll credits and everything, you can go ahead and finish off whatever you have left over, finish off any fight pit missions, any collectibles. I did, in fact, collect all the collectibles. I did not like doing it, but I did it. Don't ask me. I was already doing them. I collected without even thinking about it, I collected over half of them, and I was like, oh, I don't want to do this no more. But then I was like, bronze trophy. So I got the bronze trophy. Was not worth it, but fuck it. I almost thought about platinuming this game, but there are a few trophies that are just a little bit whack. There's an online one, and like, nah. So I got 77%. I'm pretty happy with that. There's some DLC as well. Don't think I'm going to track that down and do those, but I thought about it. I really did. If it was like dirt cheap, like $4, I would highly consider it, but I don't think they're that cheap. Regardless, this game fucking ruled, dude. Like, wow, I was surprised it took me this long to play it again, or play the sequel to this game, because I played Shadow of Mordor a ton. I put like 55 hours into that thing, probably damn near 100%ed that game. Maybe I did, I don't remember. There wasn't a lot to play at that time, so maybe I did 100% that game. But this game was awesome. These games are fantastic. I don't know 100% about middle Shadow of Mordor, if that is still a good game. I can only imagine it still is a very good game. I enjoyed it very much in 2014. The sequel, fantastic. Let's just go through the cons and the pros really quick. We'll score the game and we'll send you on your way. All right. So the cons, I really don't have a lot. The collectibles weren't all that fun. Some of the missions were, some of the side stuff was not all that appealing. And the story overall itself was like, There was a really cool twist at the end. I will give them that. They had a really cool kind of tied it in with the movie there at the end. I was like, oh, that was, I like that. So that was really cool, but I didn't really like collecting the collectibles. They weren't fun. They weren't really rewarding. Only getting a bronze trophy for it was whack, and considering how many there were, nah. So I didn't like the collectibles. Other than that, there's like some stuff that aren't like pros or cons. Like the graphics are fine. They're not bad. They're not great. The sound design is good, not great, not like, it's not something I put in the pros because I didn't think it was really like that amazing. But in terms of the pros, the orcs are phenomenal. Their dialogue is phenomenal. I love fighting these guys, the variety of them, just the story potential. Like, I love having rivals, like creating these rivalries, creating these friends that I have. Oh, I forgot about that one motherfucker. There's one dude that betrays you in this game. Not gonna say who, but someone betrays you. It's quite the blind side. And fuck that guy. I absolutely destroyed his mind. Like, this guy's mind got so warped, he was demented. He was done. Like, there's nothing left with this guy. But I recruited him back into my army and actually made him my overlord. And it was so fun fighting next to this guy because he's just like, it's your fault. I don't want it. You can have it. And he could not stop. That's all he could say. He was so broken. He was so just fucked up in the head because I just melted his brain. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. Fuck that guy. But that was a good blindside. It was actually a pretty good story, all said and done. But the orcs in this game are awesome. So funny, so entertaining. They're delightful. There's a lot of pizzazz in the orcs. And of course, the Nemesis system, also excellent. Goes 1-1 with the orcs. Without the Nemesis system, this game would be very just kind of be just another open world game. But with the Nemesis system and the orcs, this is an open world game. If you've missed it, you should maybe go back and check it out. Dirt cheap. What more do I need to say? It's dirt cheap. Like, dirt cheap, great game. Go get it. Good world traversal. I didn't have any problem getting around in this game. It was delightful. I never was like, oh, I gotta go 1,500 meters this way. Like, I was like, 1,500 meters? I'll be there in 3 seconds. Don't worry about it. So the traversal was great. That's a big up for my open world games. I gotta be able to traverse the games nicely. The siege missions were a lot of fun, or the fortress missions, whatever. Full world of orcs to kill. It felt lively. It could use a little more in terms of depth in exploration. I can throw that in the cons. There wasn't a lot of exploration. That kind of goes with the collectibles. And the combat was actually a lot of fun. I actually enjoyed the combat quite a bit. Was a little let down. I was like, oh, it's just Arkham. But no, once you level up and you start unlocking perks, really fleshes itself out, and it's a lot of fun. So there you go. I hit this game with an 8.5 out of 10. It's still a banger and a half. Really enjoyed this game, and I'm sad to say it's time for me to move on to yet another game because I did pretty much everything I needed to do, and it was delightful. I am so sad we're not going to get another one of these games. Very sad we're done with the Nemesis system, at least for now, until it can get saved from the patent or whatever happens there, whenever the patent runs out, hopefully soon. I don't know. But that's a real shame, man. It's a real shame that Monolith went down. I think these games are phenomenal. I remember there being a controversy around this game. I can't 100% pinpoint it. Maybe I'll just look it up really quick. Okay, yep, found it. It was loot boxes. So they had RNG loot boxes that would basically pay to win kind of situation going on there. So that was the big backlash that hit this game when it came out. I think it deserved better than this. I know that's something that we don't like, but I think the Nemesis system and the orcs are just so stand out in this game. I damn near want to give it a 9. Will I give it a 9? I think 8 point. Oh, man, I don't know. I just don't know. It's just a number. What does it matter? 8.5. I enjoy it. It's an 8.5, but I loved it like a 9. How about that? But yeah, that's an unfortunate thing to happen. I believe the sales for this game weren't very good, and obviously that's what led to the shutdown of Monolith, which is very sad, very upsetting. And this was a great game, man. I love this one almost as much as it might be right there with like the Hogwarts Legacy in terms of the world that they built being very, very respectable to the world that they built in the movies and the books and so on and so forth. I thought this was a great Lord of the Rings game. For my money, the best Lord of the Rings game on the market. I didn't play those peak PS2 ones. I played a little bit of them. I didn't own them. I played them at a friend's house, and they were really fun. But I think these are the best Lord of the Ring game out there. They're phenomenal. They're so fun. The Nemesis system, so cool. Oh, the combat is good enough. Like it's I would say great. I would say a great combat system. It wasn't what I wanted was, Elden Ring. I wanted it to be deep like that, but that's just not what the game is. So I wasn't going to give it flack for not being Elden Ring because not everybody's Elden Ring. That's fine. But delightful video game. I had a ton of fun with it. Finally got it off my backlog, and yeah, it's I think it's going to have a presence at the Xyz. I really do. I'm feeling very strongly about this game, and I think that's going to stay strong throughout the year. This game created some memories, dog. There's some memories up in there. So that was a good time. Hopefully, let me know if you played this game, plan on playing this game. Hopefully, I sold you on it. I'm not making any money off it. If I did, but I just want people to play good games. And I think this is a fucking real damn good game. A banger and a half, I call it. So go out there. Download Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor. Get them both. Why not? You could probably get them both for under like $30. And play it up. Have a great weekend. And there we go, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. You're awesome. You want to be even more awesome than you already are. Make sure you're reviewing and sharing the podcast around with a few friends. Maybe an enemy or two. I don't know who you are, so do it up. And let me know what you're playing, what you're doing, and all that great stuff. Recommend me some movies and TV shows, please and thank you, and why not? So how about some video games? I can always take some more video game recommendations, even though my backlog is the size of a skyscraper. It's a good problem. It's a good problem to have. Good problem to have. That's what I keep telling myself. All right, so I upload all these episodes to the YouTube channel, GamerGX Videos, link in the description. Please go subscribe over there, and you can watch them on YouTube, drop a comment on YouTube, Spotify, all that stuff. So hit me up, and I'll be back again with some GX Plus games.